In 2024, I had the amazing opportunity to do a ton of traveling. Whether it was for my day job or things I was doing with the YouTube channel, I did what seemingly was the most traveling I've ever done in my life. And with that, there was one consistent thing in all of my travels, and that is what camera I chose to take on all of those trips. And that camera is the Sigma FP. And so I thought it would be a fun beginning of the year video to make the 5 reasons why I have chosen the Sigma FP as my go-to travel camera, and maybe why you may want to consider the Sigma FP as your go-to travel camera in 2025. And so let's dive right in talking about one of the first reasons, which kind of is a no-brainer, and that is the overall compact size. Now, I know that in the 5 years that this camera has been out, there have been other small full frame cameras, and I don't know if it's still the smallest full frame camera, but it is still very small for what it can do. Now, unless I have an important project that I'm filming for, I don't typically pack an SSD for the Sigma FP. And so typically I'll either shoot an 8-bit 4K RAW or 12-bit 1080p RAW, or potentially 8-bit all-I. And honestly, we'll talk about that here in a little bit, but it all looks amazing. And so we just roll with an SD card. So with that said, the compact size of this camera is one of the biggest reasons why I choose this camera, but there are a few more, so let's talk about those. Now, to keep with the compact size, one of the other reasons why I choose to use the Sigma FP for my travel cam is the amazing manual focusing tools. Now, how does that play into the overall compact size? Well, if you're using the Lumix 26mm f8 or the Brighton Star 28mm f2.8, then both of those are manual focus lenses. And honestly, out of all of my cameras, the Sigma FP has the best manual focusing tools. And so if you do want to keep your overall setup really compact by using some of those manual lenses, the manual focusing tools for the Sigma FP is one of the reasons why I will choose it over my Lumix cameras. I actually did a tutorial on kind of how I use the Sigma FP manual focusing tools, and if you are interested in that video, I'll leave that linked in the description below. Now, the next reason I like the Sigma FP for a travel camera is the color modes. If you're someone that loves shooting JPEG and coming up with color recipes similar to Fuji cameras, the Sigma FP actually has a lot of options when it comes to their color modes. You have a lot of standard color modes. I'm typically in the teal and orange color profile, or even the cinema color profile, and playing around with the white balance to get this kind of like green, kind of ring-esque color grade on my photos or video. And then you have a really good monochrome color profile as well. Not to mention, and this is not even its own point, but the Sigma FP has some freaking amazing color science. Honestly, it's one reason I pick up this camera half the time. It's one reason I'm using a manual focus cinema lens with the Sigma FP for a YouTube video, is because of the colors and just the overall kind of micro contrast that comes from the sensor. And so again, one reason you're going to get the FP is for the amazing image quality, and the color science is a big part of that. And so you do have the color modes, you have the overall excellent color science, but the other thing I want to talk about with the sensor is the overall versatility. And this is actually one reason, is the overall versatility of the sensor. When I was in Japan, we went to a temple and I was taking the Lumix 26mm f8, and I was shooting with that lens all day. When we went into this temple, there was really no light, and with an f8 lens, I'm not getting a ton of light to begin with. But I was able to crank the Sigma FP to 12,800 ISO, and I'll put up that photo. I've talked about this photo a number of times on the channel, but this is a damn near clean image at 12,800 ISO, and that is versatility that does not come with every camera. And that's one reason why I choose this camera, because whatever situation I'm in, I know I'm gonna get a good image because of how versatile the sensor is. And then the last reason for me is that you cannot ignore the fact that you have 12-bit Cinema DNG RAW in your pocket. This is just, again, sometimes mind-blowing that you have 12-bit Cinema DNG RAW in a pocket-sized camera. That is insane. Now, again, with a Sigma FP, do I wish it had better autofocus? Yes. Do I wish that it had a tilting screen? Maybe. Do I wish it had IBIS? That might be nice. But for all those things that it doesn't have, the image quality and some of the really awesome tools and the things that this camera can do just overshadow some of those things that it may be kind of lacking. And so for those reasons and the reasons I listed previously, that is why in 2025, the Sigma FP is going to be my go-to travel camera. But the question is, will it be yours? And so that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions about the FP or some of the things I talked about, let me know in the comments below or reach out to me on Instagram and we can start our conversation there. As always, thank you all for joining. Go and find your journey. Go embrace life. Peace.